The sun was sinking behind the crimson cliffs, painting the Arizona sky with strokes of fire and gold. The desert wind carried the whisper of an old tune, a lullaby the land itself seemed to remember. Dust swirled around the boots of a lone cowboy, riding a weary sorrel horse, his hat tilted low, his face shadowed by years of dust. Distance and danger. His name was Colt McCrae, a bounty hunter by trade and a drifter by choice. He had no home, only the road, his rifle, and the ghosts that followed him from one horizon to the next. But that evening, as he neared a small trading post by the San Pedro River, something tugged at him, a strange, wordless pull, as if the desert itself was calling his name. He dismounted, tied his horse, and walked into the fading light. That's when he saw her. She stood by the well, the wind teasing her dark hair, her copper skin glowing beneath the setting sun. She wore a simple doe-skin dress embroidered with turquoise beads. Her eyes, deep, fierce, and familiar, locked onto his, and the world seemed to stop breathing. "Evening, miss," he said, tipping his hat politely. She didn't answer right away. Instead, she studied him, her lips curving into a faint, bittersweet smile. Then in a voice soft as desert rain, she said, "You don't remember me, cowboy. I'm the girl you loved as a child." Colt froze. The words struck something buried deep, something long forgotten. His brow furrowed as fragments of memory flickered behind his eyes. A small boy chasing butterflies near a riverbank. A little girl with braids and laughter that could heal the heart of the desert. "Mariah?" he whispered. Her eyes shimmered. "They call me Taza now," she said. "My mother's people took me in after the soldiers burned our ranch. I became one of them, the Apache." Colt's chest tightened. He remembered it all now, the raid, the smoke, the gunfire. He was sent east to relatives, and she had vanished, her family gone. For years he thought she'd died. But here she was, alive, fierce, and more beautiful than any dream the desert could conjure. "I searched for you," he said hoarsely, "for years." Taza shook her head gently. "You searched the white man's world. I was in another." A long silence fell between them, broken only by the cry of a hawk circling high above. Then Colt noticed something else, men watching from the ridge. Apache scouts. And they didn't look friendly. Taza saw his hand twitch toward his gun. "Don't," she said sharply. "They're with me." "With you?" Colt asked, confused. Her gaze softened. "There's trouble, Colt. The army's coming to drive us from the valley. They told them you were not like the others, that you once saved an Apache child." "That was you," he said, the memory sharp as a blade. "You were cornered by soldiers at the creek. I threw a rock to draw them away." She nodded. "And you took the bullet meant for me." He glanced down at the faint scar near his ribs, a mark he'd carried for 20 years without, understanding why it had never healed right until now. Taza stepped closer, her voice trembling. "My people don't trust your kind, but I remember who you were. The boy with kind eyes who said the desert belonged to everyone." "Maybe it still does," Colt said softly. But before the moment could settle, gunfire cracked from the ridge. The soldiers had come sooner than expected. Chaos exploded, the air filled with shouts, bullets, and smoke. Colt grabbed Taza's arm, pulling her behind the well. "Get to your people," he shouted. "No," she yelled back. "You'll die here." "I've died before," he said with a wry grin. "Go!" But Taza refused to leave him. Side by side they fought. Through the dust and fire, the cowboy and the Apache woman, defending a land that had never belonged to either of them, yet owned their souls. When the smoke cleared, the soldiers retreated, leaving silence in their wake. Colt was bleeding, his shoulder torn, his breath shallow. Taza knelt beside him, pressing a hand to his wound. "You fool," she whispered. "You still protect me." He smiled faintly. "Guess some habits don't die easy." She leaned close, her eyes wet with tears. "Come with me, Colt. Leave this world of guns and blood. Ride into the mountains. There's a place where no one will find us." He looked at her, the girl he once loved, now a woman forged by fire and loss. "You think the world will let a cowboy and an Apache woman live in peace?" She smiled sadly. "Then we'll stop asking the world for permission." He laughed, then winced from the pain. "That sounds like you, Taza." She pressed her forehead to his, whispering in Apache. Niitza'enijonigo, you are beautiful to me. And as the stars rose over the desert, Colt McRae knew that for the first time in his life, he had found home, not a place, but a heartbeat.